Yeah. Cool. All right. So with Aaron Rodgers' contract, he's untradeable this year. Any ideas that people have about him getting traded this year? It's not going to happen. It would require them to give up an additional $51 million. So there is no reason why they
Hell
won't.
yeah, dude. They should do it.
Make
it happen.
Yeah. That said, if they trade him next year, it's only a hit of, I think, 14 million and then 17 million. So like it becomes doable. So if they trade him next year, where do you think they trade him?
It's tough because with the way that the quarterback carousel has shaken out now, it's like some of these moves will stick and some of these moves won't.
Right.
So like it's hard to say in a couple years how that will happen. But I could see like him being a stopgap after retiring Big Ben in Pittsburgh. I could see him replacing, a Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota fail swap back and forth after a couple years. I could see him. Let's see, because presumably he would go to like a good team. Like he wouldn't want to go to a bad team. So it's like
right. But do they care?
But like, wouldn't he be able to like do something?
Maybe that's true. He would threaten retirement. He is the type of dude who's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not going to a bad situation.
So it's like, I think so. To be fair, I don't think Sam Darnold is like necessarily a terrible quarterback, but I don't think he will be good with the Jets. Right. And I think that the Jets will probably still be bad and think they need to move on from Sam Darnold before they get good.
I would love it if he went to the Jets and then to the Vikings. I would love nothing more than for him to follow literally Brett Favre's career path.
What I was going to say is that's a team where it's like, if they're bad and they get rid of Sam Darnold, they're going to be too bad to be able to attract Aaron Rodgers. So I'm trying to think of like what good teams might have quarterbacks.
This is interesting because I went the other way. I was like, if you're the Packers, you're not trading him to a good team because like you can't trade it. Like people are like, oh, I can't wait for him to be New England. It's like, do you think I guess maybe I suspect that the Green Bay people in charge are smart now, but like if you're Green Bay, are you going to give him to New England and watch him win a Super Bowl and then have your entire fan base be like, hey, look what Aaron Rodgers is capable of. If only we had Aaron Rodgers on our team. Like you're not going to give him to a New England. And I sort of said the same thing with Pittsburgh, where I was like, same thing with that defense. He probably he could win a Super Bowl. Are you gonna risk that? I had it as Jacksonville and Oakland as my most likely.
Jacksonville makes sense. A few years down the road, they give up on Gardner Minshew kind of thing.
But I think it's interesting that you said that like Aaron Rodgers is one of the few players who like he's old enough that the threat of retirement is real and he's salty enough to like do it, to be like, no, you trade me where I want to go or I don't go at all and you get nothing.
I also feel like it makes more sense that he would go to the AFC, that like they would be a lot.
You're not trading to the NFC.
No. Although let's see, it would be, okay. I have this is like an unrealistic, but like fun thing. Okay. So 3 years down the line. Okay.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz are in an electrifying 2-quarterback offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Cannot be stopped, right?
Okay.
Lamar Jackson and RG3, same thing, 2-quarterback plays, sweeping the league, the misdirection, it cannot be handled.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, familiar with small market teams, familiar with the cold weather, familiar with diehard fan bases. He goes to Buffalo, New York as a double rifle Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers offense.
Hell yeah.
Where they hike the ball and one of them rolls out to his right until he can't anymore. The other one waits on the opposite side of the field, throws it over there. He catches it, restarts the play from there. Both mobile, both big guns. They're just waiting for guys to get open like 40 yards downfield, play after play after play. Yeah.
I love it. I think this is a great idea.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had Jacksonville and Oakland as my most likely, and then so I had it in tiers. I went AFC only, and
Yeah.
then it was probably not, and my probably nots were Pittsburgh and New England, because I'm like, don't give another team a Super Bowl and expect your fan
Sure.
base to not be furious with you. And then I have if everything falls apart. So that's Buffalo, Miami, Denver, San Diego, Indianapolis, New York Jets, and Cleveland. And that's just like teams
Yeah.
that have a young QB, or in Indy's case, an old QB. Their QB situations dissolve suddenly. They're willing to take a swing at him. Honestly,
Right.
if Drew Lock is bad this year, John Elway going for him would make a ton of sense to me. Just be like,
Yeah.
it becomes John Elway's role, as he's just like, yeah, just bring in old legends and get them a championship right before they leave.
I could see him going to Indy too. If they get a year out of Phillip Rivers, maybe 2 years out of Phillip Rivers, or maybe a year out of Phillip Rivers and some other stuff, Jameis Winston or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then that it kind of seems like the opposite of Tom Brady to Tampa Bay, where it was like they were all right, had a good team around them. No one thought of them as like a superstar team. But suddenly, if the quarterback position gets a lot better, they're like, oh man, they could really do some damage.
Right.